Hold on.
I'm tough.
We're
I'm tough.
we're live. I'm gonna try to find out whatever the hell this is.
I
I
love when
haven't.
I surprise Dave as the
I haven't.
mastermind of this program. He's the architect of people. Like he draws the building. I build the building out of whatever I find, not what he gives me. But every once in a while, a Helen Keller squirrel finds a deaf, dumb, and blind kind of nut, David. And you, Erica Kirk, I've seen some videos of her swinging around and like fucking celebrating her ass off like she's a Super Bowl candidate.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm searching all over the place. I don't see any of this.
Erica
You get
Kirk
AI'd.
celebration.
Fuck out of here. Did you get AI'd? Are you fooled? Kirk, I'm just gonna put literally swinging from a rope, like an actual rope,
Mm-hmm.
dude. There ain't no way she's swinging from ropes.
Off air, David. If you can't find anything here, we can continue on your way. But I will dig up these videos and I will send you one. I will send you a video.
Where did you see this?
I don't know. It was a short, one of the shorts. I don't know if it was Instagram or.
Did you do any digging on what
No, I
this
just
is?
seen it like four or
You just
five times. I was like, "What in the
saw it and
fuck
you're like,
is?"
fuck it.
Yeah, I kind of figured it'd be way easier to find than where we're at. There was
I
like
don't. Okay, I do see
fireworks.
a. Yeah, I do see a video. I don't think this is real. Just my, just my initial, just my initial being is thinking there ain't no way this is real. Hold on.
David, we bombed a foreign country and kidnapped their president, and
Oh, that I
36
believe.
hours to use
Yeah,
sonic
yeah,
weapons to
yeah.
distort his.
100% believe that.
Oh, look! I seen a video today that showed how those weapons work, and they basically microwave the water in your brain. So, gun control.
Yeah, initial thoughts. I'm thinking AI. Hold on. Let's see.
All right, dude.
I don't. But maybe I don't fucking. It's 100% AI generated, or at least heavily edited deepfake style satire. There is no real footage of Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, swinging from a rope. Yeah, it did. I don't know. Like just my initial, it looked not right.
Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk celebration, something.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I looked it up. It's saying it's AI. AI is saying it's AI. So AI is saying it's AI, which is kind of like Hamas taking credit for terrorist attacks. You got to believe them, you know. Ryan on the show today.
We're believing known pedophiles all the time.
Listen, Erica Kirk swinging from a rope in the middle of fireworks is more believable than Candace Owens' newest theory. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Look, between me and Candace, we can hammer this thing out, Dave. I don't know if we've come to realize this. Between
Well,
her
she
and I,
does.
we will get to the bottom of Charlie. I don't know Charlie Kirk, but he's speaking through me, David. Clearly through
Ryan,
the
I will
ether
say she
to
does get
find out who
down.
his four wives sleeping with. I don't care if I
She
bad
does
people. I'm
get
never
down with the white boys. So,
get
there.
like fuck, dude. Ring doesn't plug holes, and she.
And her husband doesn't either. 2020 election. There, believe it or not, we're still uncovering stories of the 2020 elections, which is crazy, Ryan, because I feel like we never got anything on that. Like the guy who was robbed of an election won the next election, put all of his own people in place in the government, and nothing happened about the election that was stolen from him.
I think they're leaving it so they can steal the next election.
100%. For sure.
Now that
Yeah,
they
you
know how it
can't
works.
close that door. You have to keep that open.
Like the RNC came to him like Trump. That's how we've been electing people for 50 years.
Yeah. I mean,
100
well, here's the
years.
thing. Like I think it's evident we have a compromised Trump. Um the ADL, head of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, has he always manages a like every time I've heard this guy speak, he could take someone who supports the Jews and turn them into Hitler. Like he has just a way of saying some shit that really gets under people's skin. Trump's spiritual advisor, which I didn't even know that was a thing. He was arrested and sentenced, I believe.
For what?
Well, we'll talk about it, right? And you know what's funny? When I write down these notes about the things we're going to talk about, I'll like shorthand a bunch of stuff, or sometimes I'll just say something to like remind me of why I'm saying it, to try to shorthand it as much as possible. And I put 50 Cent baby Riley Gaines. It makes no sense right now, but it'll make a lot more sense when we get into it. Yeah, we just got a couple things. We got a few things. That's all. That's all, right. What what would you like to start with?
Non-spiritual spiritual leader.
I can't believe you didn't start with 50 Cent baby. Okay.
Hey,
Just the reason why it's called 50 Cent baby. Donald Trump's spiritual advisor, Robert Morris, was sentenced to only 6 months in prison for sexually abusing a 12-year-old girl.
nice.
Well,
Nice. No wonder he's so spiritual, David. That guy's fucking with the devil.
it's kind of crazy because like this in of itself would not make me super skeptical of Trump in particular, right? Because it's like, listen, we all know tons of people, and not all people are going to end up being good people, right? And sometimes you can be fooled by people. So you might think like, whatever, he's good on the word of the Lord, and he's my spiritual advisor, whatever. And then you could get caught off guard. Oh my God, I can't believe he was sexually abusing a 12-year-old girl. This is terrible. But when you couple that with everything we've been talking about this past year in the Epstein files, the first year of this new Trump administration, it now takes a story that could have been benign and it starts to paint like a broader picture. And it almost seems like I want to defend Trump on this, but I don't think I can. If it wasn't for all the Epstein stuff, I'll tell you what, if Trump got in, he campaigned on it. If he got in and like within a month, he's like, here come the Epstein files, open up the floodgates. And like none of this stuff was, we didn't have the
Here's
big
the
black bars.
pedophiles.
Here they all are. Here's the actual, I actually condensed it into a real list. Like if that came out and
This
then
is known as the
happened,
Trump Epstein list, not actually Trump's list, but Epstein
it's the Epstein
Trump
only list. There's one
Epstein
black
only.
bar. It's not Trump. If he would have
Fun
released
fact.
the files like he campaigned on right out of the gate, and then this story hits a year later, I'm thinking, well, it has nothing to do with Trump. Trump's the guy who he campaigned on releasing the Epstein files, and then he came in and fucking did it. There's no way Trump would have let this guy be a spiritual advisor had he known. But now I'm just looking at the whole last year worth of context and thinking, huh, doesn't look good, does it?
$6 months too for sexually assaulting.
6 months is also fucking crazy. Now, do you think
maybe the rest of his sentence is done in spiritual prison, David?
That's probably, well, it's called hell, but there should be like a reverse, like the opposite of a pardon.
That you do extra time.
Yeah, the president should be able to be like 6 months ain't fuck. I'm sorry, whatever a judge said, 6 months for this shit, nah, not happening.
Funny,
Sorry,
Dave. That's like the opposite of double jeopardy, which I'm pretty sure I have a
that's
right.
That's what I'm saying. I want.
You want to get rid of repeal double jeopardy?
Fuck double jeopardy.
Only for murderers and pedophiles, of course.
No, I think what I want is fair sentencing.
The fuck does that even mean?
Well, what it means is I don't want people who aren't even charged with crimes to be in jail for years, aka the January 6th people. And I want this guy to be in jail for more than 6 months.
All right.
I just want a world that makes sense. I just want justice to be justice.
You want common sense justice reform?
Yeah. How about, I don't know how you would do it. Like you would have to do like a sliding scale. Like the younger they are, the more time you get. Because for whatever reason, doesn't it feel like the younger they get, the more disgusting the act? I think it does make sense though, because it's like the younger they are, maybe the more innocent they are. It almost kind of does make sense. If it's like, if it was a 17-year-old girl, I think we would both agree like, ooh, creep. But we wouldn't be like, we wouldn't be angry about it, right? It'd be like, oh God, come
You
on.
might get 6 months for that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Like that's too young. What are you
You might
doing?
you might do 6 months or a year.
Well, in fact, we talked about this when the Doctor Disrespect shit was happening like 2 years ago, right? We were like, dude, she was 17. That's a little young. Like that's creepy, but it's not pedophile, but it's creepy, right? Like you're a 30-something-year-old man. She's 17. That's gross. Ick. But 12, now I'm mad.
Is great. Is
12,
great.
12, I'm mad. 12, I want to punch you in the face. 12, you should be swinging from a rope. 12's fucking gross.
Get a rope.
Get a rope. I don't get a rope. He's always entertaining. Yeah, 12 is fucking gross. 12, you should be met with physical violence. 12, I can't. And then if it was like 8, it's like fucking, I don't know, run them over. Like, what do you? We can't do this. 6 months is fucking madness.
My mom told me that Trump went to
Epstein Island. It's beautiful. I love the view.
It was somewhere that there was union guys and they were walking through. Trump was there. He's like,
"You support Ford plant,
yeah, you support pedophiles."
He flipped him off, told him to fuck off or something.
Yeah, the guy got suspended or something.
The Ford guy got suspended? For real? Damn, that's kind of crazy, actually. I can't tell a guy who hid the Epstein files after campaigning on releasing them for a year that he's a pedophile protector.
Whose spiritual advisor fucking went to jail.
Spiritual advisors go to jail for being a pedophile. Like, I don't know. Like, we're just getting too many. The puzzle, as the pieces come together, becomes more clear, right? That's the point of a puzzle. Like, I don't know.
After Elon said that Trump's not releasing the files because he's in.
Yeah, like
Epstein
I don't
files.
know. I've been slowly building the perimeter. I got all the edge pieces in, right? You know, we have a whole year of. I think puzzlers call that edging. We have a whole year of getting all the.
Gooning.
Is that what it is?
And now edging is like when you get them just about to come and then you stop. And you knock it back down and then you get ready to come and then you stop. Gooning is like the entire time you're like just right there.
Right, I'm talking about puzzles.
You're gooning a puzzle? That makes fucking weird, dude.
The context. The context makes it bad. That's all. It's just really no, the pedophilia.
No.
It gets worse. It just gets worse and worse every time more of this shit comes out.
Like, surely they all can't be pedophiles. No. Spiritual advisor does 6 months for pedophilia. Like, all right, I guess they are all pedophiles.
I just, I don't know. What do you do? What do you do, Ryan? What do you do with this information?
I don't know. Does it say something about the human psyche that at some point you just get in power and you fuck kids? Is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Dude, we're at like 100%.
There's probably
we're something. At like at some point, there's 100% of the people in the room have fucked a kid, I think.
Well, maybe it's bigger than that, though. Like, maybe it's like the more in power you get, the more you want to do things you're not supposed to do to, like, test your power, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, see how powerful you are.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be pedophilia, power is what you can get like...
Right, it's power is what you can get away with, not what you do.
Sure. So maybe this is, like, one of their displays of power.
Right, because if you want to fuck kids that bad, you just fly to like a third world country and get like a 10-year-old in a whorehouse for like.
Well, that's right. Like you could very easily do this and never get caught in other countries.
And rich people have the means to do that.
Sure. So like they're doing it literally to to kind of make a point
that we can fuck kids and you can't.
Yeah, like I can fuck. I'm the spiritual.
Is that
advisor.
why rock stars were fucking kids, and everybody knew it and didn't give a fuck? Like they'd let Elvis just run through the 14-year-olds in the neighborhood because people were like, "Well, Jenny got to fuck Elvis."
Did Elvis fuck 14-year-olds? Is this the thing?
Yeah, look it up. Elvis was accused of sexual assault of.
I never really looked. I never really knew much about Elvis, to be honest.
Pretty sure you could type in like 5 names that I could rattle off, and I think they all got accused. Frank Sinatra, Elvis. Oh fuck, what's his name? John McCartney. Is that his name? Who's he? The lead
the Beatles.
Yes. And then Aerosmith, Stevie Tyler.
Elvis Presley has faced long-standing accusations of predatory behavior towards underage girls, especially from biographies, interviews, Priscilla Presley's own accounts. He met Priscilla, I don't know her maiden name, Bellew, in 1959 when she was 14. So his wife was literally 14. So he groomed his own wife.
Yeah, Elvis, longtime player.
Her own memoirs said they didn't have sex till she was older. So Elvis Presley is basically the Prophet Muhammad. He married her at 9, but he didn't. Or I'm sorry, he married her at 6, but didn't fuck her till 9. So, that's their big defense of the Prophet Muhammad. By the way,
imagine waking up as like a 10-year-old, be like, "Wait, I'm married." My daughter's 9, dude. I couldn't imagine like telling her like, "This is your husband." Like
9's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
And he's a prophet of a religion. Like, come on. He had a well-documented preference for
the people who want to fuck
girls.
kids, David, wouldn't he be a prophet? He's doing the thing you want to do.
He's got a lot of power, don't you think?
Power is what you can get away with, not what you do, right?
Priscilla was 21 when they actually married. Yeah, I didn't know that. I guess I'm not super surprised, but I did not know that.
Stevie Tyler, is that the other one from Aerosmith?
He is from Aerosmith, yeah. Why did we talk about Elvis?
Just how people in power, when you get to a certain level, you fuck kids.
Oh, check this out. This is like not very important. I'm going to lead with the fact that this is important, but I thought this was cool as fuck.
The 50 Cent Baby?
No, we can get to that next. We can get to 50 Cent Baby next because that's the whole story is fucking crazy. I saw this though, and as far as I can tell, this is actually real. A Japanese restaurant in New York City has an interior design to resemble a hand-drawn black and white sketchbook. Now, it sounds really cool, dude. Wait till you see it. Dude, it's fun. It's actually fucking mind-blowing to watch. Are you ready for this? Dude, it actually like fucks with your head.
Whoa. Wait, what?
Dude, isn't that fucking crazy?
See this?
Dude, that's actually one of the craziest fucking things I've ever seen.
It's a diner that like...
Oh, the comic book looking one?
Yeah, she knows about it. It's fine. Dude, that's nuts. Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah. They have Airbnbs that look like that you can rent to in New York City.
Wow.
Oh, shit. This is in New York City, yeah.
This is gonna hurt your brain being there long enough.
Dude, that is crazy. I've actually seen a lot of I'll get a lot of like car stuff on my feed. And there's people who do these like anime graphic paint jobs on cars, and they look cool as fuck. It makes them look anime, like
in real life,
cool
dude.
Looking.
Like
yeah. It makes the cars look animated. It's fucking cool looking.
Sticker in real life, dude. Nuts.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can find one of those just to cap this off. Because yeah, I saw this and I was like fucking kind of blown away though. I don't know if I'll be able to find it by searching this. Oh, these are cool. I've never seen these ones. Like, this is even cooler than what I was talking about. Dude, this shit is fucking actually crazy.
Oh, dude. What, dude? What? That's not a filter?
No.
How? How? How do you do that? How do you do that?
Yeah, that's a lot of masking off, and that's a lot of fucking around. I've seen.
How do you fucking do that, dude?
I don't know if I could find one. There's some videos out there like you can watch where they actually paint them. Here's one. Let me see. Oh yeah, here's a good one. You can Here, I'll pull it back up. Here's one where the guy actually paints from primer to finished product, and you can watch it
get
happen.
Animated.
Yeah, it's fucking. I love, dude. These videos hit my feed every once in a while, and they're some of my favorite videos.
Oh, dude. Highlight, right? Okay. Put an edge on it. Fucking nuts, dude. And then they clear it with like a matte clear. Yeah. Nuts, dude. That's tough.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool.
That is tough, dude. Filter in real life, dude.
That is actual fucking madness.
Crazy. God, that was my first love right there, dude. Was cars. Money, and then cars. Fucking A, dude.
I don't know why the restaurant one hit my feed, but it was super cool.
Because you a hungry man.
A little hungry. Yeah, I like. Japanese food's pretty solid. 50-cent baby, right?
Now, is this a baby is 50 cents or like 50 cent a wrapper?
No, it's like completely not in any way what you're gonna expect. So, Riley Gaines, if I have this correct, I believe she's famous because of transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. I think this is right. She was like one of the girls who lost to Leah Thomas.
Dude, this hotel is fire. The sticker hotel.
It's called pop art comic style.
Pop art comic style.
Pop art comic style hotel.
Hotel.
Is this in New York City?
There's one in New York City. There's one in St. Augustine, Florida. Just a bunch of in Europe too.
What the fuck? What am I looking at? Oh, that's cool. It's like let me see if I can find a one. St. Augustine. Huh. I can't get. Are there better pictures on here? Oh, it's a Hello Kitty room. What the fuck? Oh, like that one. Hold on, I got a good one. Where is it? This one?
It's based off of this, but in black and white.
Oh shit, dude, that's gnarly.
This is kind of cool. Like the wall, yeah, that is kind of cool. The walls look like animated because the way they draw the lines on and shit.
You get this stuff, but then I'm not black. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Some of these are kind of weird. The shower with the outline of the girl is pretty crazy.
Hey. So Riley Gaines, famous for fighting back against transgender.
Hey. Okay, sorry. 50 Cent Baby. Yeah, famous for not swimming as fast as a man dressed as a woman. I don't know. I don't know enough about her. She doesn't like bother me, I guess, but I don't like cheer her on. She exists, whatever. But I don't know. I'm just gonna play it. Let me just play it. Sometimes I set it up too much, and I think I just need to play it around. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm just ship everything. So
the Supreme Court says, and there's the level of to it. Consider the fact you have a 3-month-old baby that you have to wrap in a bulletproof blanket because of the threats that were present there yesterday.
Yeah.
That is who we're fighting for. And all these
I don't need to go further. The rest of it's Fox News, red meat. Yo, I just have to say, and like, I'm not here to teach people how to parent their children by any stretch of the imagination. But girl, I feel like if I had to wrap my baby if I had to bulletproof swaddle my baby, that baby's getting a babysitter. Like, I'm not taking them somewhere where they need bulletproof. Am I crazy? Are you going to bulletproof your baby to take him somewhere for like a campaign event or like some protest or something? Like, dude, have your mom watch it. Like, what are you doing? You're going to bulletproof wrap the baby.
is she saying because her kid is under?
No. So here's the thing. There is a Supreme Court. I don't think it's come out yet, to be honest with you. But there's an expected Supreme Court ruling. They're going to rule on if states have the power to ban transgenders from women's sports, right? This should be the most open and shut case of all time, by the way. And of course, that breeds some people to get a little angry sometimes, right? So she's going and like speaking at these events and stuff. And she said, they're so dangerous, I have to bulletproof vest wrap my baby, my 3-year-old. 3-year-old, 3-month-old, to take them to these events. 3-month-old, yeah, that makes more sense. You wouldn't wrap your 3-year-old baby. You'd just let that bitch walk. 3-month-old baby. You're taking them to these fucking speaking events or wherever you're going, these fucking protests and shit. The Supreme Court steps, right? Dude, stay home. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it's one thing for me or you to go to the Supreme Court steps where we know it's going to be dangerous. The baby can stay. Like, the baby does not have to go. The baby's not going to say anything insightful. The baby's not going to help you fight if shit hits the fan. Like, the baby is really going to only be in danger the entire time. So, like, do you take the baby and wrap it in bulletproof vest to go on Fox News and tell everyone how dangerous it was that you had to wrap your baby in a bulletproof vest? Like, is that the only reason you bring the baby? Why are you taking the baby?
Yeah, I can see what you mean about Fox Red Meat, right?
Sure, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's just always the same shit, right?
You can just jazz it up that these people are violent by nature because you got to protect your 3-month-old that shouldn't even be leaving the house.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you bear responsibility, right, as a parent. Like, if you think somewhere is dangerous, you don't take your children there. I don't drag Nolan to the ghetto. Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, son, we're going to the east side. Like, No. What? No, you stay home. I have to go somewhere that's dangerous. Like, it's part of being a protector. Like, I'm not taking you somewhere dangerous. Part of being a protector is not putting them in bad situations in the first place. If you happen to be out somewhere that you think is safe and shit hits the fan, then there's a different level of protection that takes place. But part of being a protector is not even putting them in danger in the first place. Why would you ever take your 3-month-old baby to a place that you think is dangerous? You think it's dangerous enough that you have to wrap them in a bulletproof blanket. Or you don't actually think it's dangerous. And here's my actual thought on this. Here's why I actually think she did it. She didn't actually think it was dangerous, which is why she didn't feel that it was a bad idea to bring the baby in the first place. Because your natural instinct would to never bring that baby there. That would be the natural instinct of a mother or a father, is I'm not bringing the baby into this place that's dangerous.
Especially considering we're talking about gender differences, about transgender differences. You'd think like the mother intuition would kick in, eh?
You would think so. So that's why I think maybe this was more of just a publicity stunt. Rather than somebody, like, it's very similar to the COVID stuff. In 2020, all these people were running around saying how dangerous COVID was, and yet the same people running around saying how dangerous it was were having orgies, or it was Nancy Pelosi going out to get her haircut at a place that she was mad was shut down, even though she was part of the people who shut the place down. Or all these people going out, all these, like, politicians would go out and be eating dinner together while they told everyone else that they had to stay home and take the vaccine, right? So it's like one of those things. It's like, I can tell you don't believe what you're saying by your actions. Or you're a shit parent, which is completely possible. That's always on the table, I suppose. It's almost like the people who leave their babies in the hot cars. Like, maybe she's just the mom that would leave her baby in a hot car. I don't know. It's not a great idea. If it's that dangerous, keep the baby at home. Bulletproof 50-cent baby.
50 Cent. I get it now.
Also, if I were to guess, she's had many men. Brian.
Some were patiently waiting, David. She had 21 questions for him.
I was going to say, yeah, if I dated her, I'd have 21 questions before I went out. Are you clean? When's your last test? I don't know if do we get to Candace yet?
Yeah.
Candace is, listen, I think we've both defended Candace in the past. I don't even really, at this point, I think at this point, this is going to sound pretty crazy, but, like, at this point, I don't even care what she says. It's like a matter of, like, I'm just glad she's not buying the narrative. It's like maybe the complete wrong approach, but I'd rather she makes this claim than I have to listen to Ben Shapiro talk about a 30-06 that somehow didn't penetrate his neck because he had the strongest neck in human history.
Because Christ built his neck bigger.
Christ hand built Charlie Kirk's neck to withstand this 30-06 round. To me, they're almost equally as asinine claims. But here is Candace Owens' newest. I don't know. This is the other part of it, is I feel like Candace Owens is just like shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Like, if I fire enough rounds, I'm going to hit fish. Like, eventually she'll be right, I think.
Why did Charlie think he was a time traveler? He said, as I showed you in earlier messages, that he was a time traveler and he had to find me. Is that just something people are saying to their homies in text messages? And again, not anything that I would have placed so much emphasis on back when he was saying it, but it came to fruition. The other parts, he did die young. Why did he think that him dying young was necessary in order to change things? He did die young. It is related to Turning Point USA. In some way or another, at the very least, we could all agree it's related to him speaking at a campus event for Turning Point USA. I'm totally occupied by this. I tell you, I read these messages and I'm going, what is this? What is reality, actually? And Charlie died. Yes, like I said, it was related to this organization. And I think we would all agree that his death and the manner that they did it changed the world in ways that I don't think we can fully realize, or certainly not in a way that I can articulate. You just cannot pretend that all of this is one big unhappy coincidence. It's entirely plausible, I think, that they knew something about Charlie. And that's why they had him marked and had him monitored and had him likely followed since he was young. And maybe they thought, like the agents think, that if they swarmed him and they stayed with him and they pretended to be his friend, that ultimately they could control Charlie and perhaps change an outcome. They could literally change an outcome related to Charlie. So when for the first time in his life, because I do believe he was managed, I mean, I've already said I was handled. I didn't recognize that I had agents. And for the first time in his life, Charlie peeks his head up and starts to push back in a meaningful way. They couldn't stop him from becoming bigger. That seemed to be inevitable. But they panicked. They seem to have panicked, right? I mean, this is just starting to happen within a year when Charlie's going like, hey, man, I don't actually think this. I don't actually believe this. And then he goes, you know what? Take the money. Take the money out of the organization. And they panicked. They freaked out. And their solution was, no, just kill him. Just kill him. We can't have this. Why did
time traveling Charlie Kirk? Be a time traveler, Ryan?
Is she smoking meth? She's smoking meth?
No, she's African American, Ryan. Have you ever seen The Umbrella Academy?
No. Is it
It's a show on Netflix.
Oh, is that when the kids go up to like the sky to a school? Oh no. Is it a cartoon?
No. So it was a show on Netflix. It's only like, I don't know, 4, 5 seasons long, maybe. It's actually a pretty solid show. Me and Eve watched the whole thing. It gets a little crazy at times, but like the whole point of the show is, I'll try to sum it up really quickly. There's an old, super wealthy, crazy rich guy, right? And he like went around and collected all these children who had powers, and then essentially groomed them. And then they like became like this super powerful, super powered team fighting crime, right? But what happens is they end up finding out the one guy can time travel, and he's a time traveler, right? And then there's like these other people, and they're actually like the creators of time, and they're like, the only reason I think of this is because she described the people controlling Charlie Kirk as agents, and these people are actually agents, and they control time. So like that's the whole reason I thought of it. But the whole show itself is kind of interesting, but kind of, it's hard to describe. It's somewhat good and somewhat terrible at the same time. But her whole thing about him being a time traveler and then being controlled by the agents. My initial thought was like, did she like fall asleep watching Umbrella Academy? Like, what is this newest theory of hers?
Are we thinking she's going into crazy mode?
I feel like that's very possible. I don't know. However,
why would she be going crazy mode and Erica Kirk would not be?
Well, listen. First of all, everyone handles things a lot differently than each other. But if Candace was as close to Charlie as it seems to me as she was, just from the outside, like 30,000 feet, right? I don't know these people, but just it kind of seems like they were close. Probably not as close as him and his wife, if I were to guess, but close. And something that traumatic happens, right? to your friend and you watch it just like the rest of the world watched it, but it hits you a lot harder, right? Because you guys are close, you know each other. It's not that weird for people to have very dramatic reactions to like trauma, right? It can cause a lot of different things. And certainly a lot of people react extremely differently to trauma. So it's hard to like judge everyone. It's part of why I don't love, like, as much as I don't know anything about Erica Kirk at all. It's part of the reason I didn't love like the people who are jumping on her about the way she like handled the situation, because it's like literally everybody will react to that same situation. If you had 100 people in a room who were all in the same situation, like they would, every single one of them would react differently. That's just like part of the human complex. So I don't know, maybe Erica's trauma response is, I need to go try to be this like super boss bitch persona and get Nicki Minaj on stage, and I can do these WWE entrances into TPUSA events. Maybe that's the girl I need to be right now. And Candace's trauma response is to literally try anything possible to try to figure out what happened to her friend, right? Like, there's Egyptian planes, and there's the Jews, and then there's the French fucking assassination team, and then there's time traveling agents, and there's, I don't know, I think she had a couple other theories too, I believe, that never really seemed to get followed up on at all. So I don't know, like maybe that's really more of what it is. It's just like Candace Owens is just really, I don't know, heartbroken, maybe trauma response, depression. I don't know. Like, I can't like explain all these things, but it seems to me like that's probably part of what's going on. It could also be me completely over like looking. It could be I'm way looking into it too much. But I don't love the people who just assume Candace Owens is grifting. Like the idea that she's just trying to make money on her dead friends. Like I don't think that's the case.
I think that's Turning Point USA over Candace.
Yeah, I mean it could be neither of them too. Like that could also be an option. Like I don't know what should TPUSA have done differently? Like just shut down? Like, just a devil's advocate this thing. Like, what would you have wanted TPUSA to handle this differently in any specific way?
Well, I don't really know what you do when something like this happens because it's so rare. But I mean, what else do you do but stand in your? I mean, it's kind of like known that, it's like Ozzy's biggest hit was his death recently. You know what I mean? When Ozzy died, and then you go in the store and you see all the memorabilia and shit. So you just kind of cash in when you can. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the amount of donations since after the assassination is much more than there was before.
Well, that certainly seems to be the case.
I'm not saying that it's just a cash grab. That's not what I'm saying. But
some of that can make sense, though.
I
right?
know
like,
they're Republican leaning, but I don't think you should market the empathy out of your movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would Charlie want the organization to grow billions of dollars? Like, is that what he would want? Or would he want the company to have more outreach and have more positivity and more outreach and, maybe more community building so that college students don't feel like it's necessary to shoot people they disagree with and kill them in cold blood?
Well, the thing that's interesting is partially thanks to Candace Owens, right? We saw text messages of Charlie very specifically rejecting funding to TPUSA because they wanted him, from the looks of the text, like it seems like they wanted him controlled and he wanted no part of it. And whatever happens after that could be coincidental, I don't know, but but then all the funding starts flowing in after the fact. Again, now we're starting to build like that bigger picture.
I said about Erica Kirk, I'll say it again, just because I'm hard on her. I don't know what I would do. I really hope she's honest and honored her vows or whatever, but I am like 20% on her sleeping around.
Well, there was all that weird. I don't know if you saw any of this, but there was all that weird stuff. She was like, for whatever reason, like just running around telling everybody, like, "Oh, I've never drinking alcohol and I never went on dates before," which is like really bizarre claims to make. Because I don't really think anybody would have thought any less of her if she told everyone.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. What if she used one of those memory deleter people, or that she was caught in the psyop in MK Ultra against her will? I mean, hold on. Let's be honest here. What if one of the donation campaigns came from Trump and then they were going to relate it back to Trump and Trump didn't want it? I mean, go full conspiracy. It doesn't even have to be like Israel. What if the Republicans were swindling money through TPUSA and Charlie caught him or was going to catch him? Or, I mean, in theory, TPUSA is like a think tank for college students. Which is just basically a way to funnel money to get government funding for ideas. I don't know. I'm simplifying it, but I like to think Erica Kirk is noble and all that stuff and a good woman to the end of her days, but I don't think I'm prancing around stage like that.
I certainly don't think I would react in that way, but
I also understand we're trying to make, Charlie was kind of like a spectacle here. When you think about it, somebody that's very super agreeable personality, right, David? You kind of want to make like a spectacle about somebody so brave and strong because he was very controversial and polarizing. So I also understand that. But you look like a fucking psychotic bitch. I'm just telling you what you look like. Like, I can separate the shit. But
it's probably one of those situations where if you had a PR team, you should have listened to them. Because my guess is
you don't
the
have
average. You're right. That's what I mean. But like the average PR team would be like lay low for like 6 months.
What you do is you write a book. You wait a year and write a book.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you do your fucking celebration of life tour on the anniversary.
Yeah.
You fucking show the kids. You just make a TV show. If you're a real heartless bitch, you make a TV show, Surviving After Charlie. And then that's how you ride off and write his name. But the difference is TPUSA is a political organization that gets politicians elected. So the show's got to go on, break a leg. It's still got to go on. You still got to run the race. So I wonder if like part of what she's doing is just picking up the legwork of like shit that Charlie would be doing, but now it has to be marketed for a different audience.
Well, that's the thing. That's
because the mainline message has changed.
Is that like what you're saying? Like the show has to go on, but they don't have anyone there who can carry on the show. Like there's no one there who is remotely Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, except his wife.
So I wonder,
which is why she's got to like almost fill the This is like when one of the late night talk show hosts, you know what I mean, left. Like, who's gonna fill Jay Leno's spot? And then they get somebody in, Colbert. Well, Colbert's funny, but he's not as good as Jay Leno was. Like, is that what they're just TPUSA has just no talent, right?
Well, they absolutely don't. I mean,
let's be honest. Republicans in general are bad with managing talent because a lot of them are just so. They're really good at building something with themselves and other teams of people, but normally it's only like one or two people that are like the complete package when it comes to entertainment. Somebody that's industrious and funny and likes the camera and is good looking and like has charm, and like there's normally only like a couple of those people. So like, yeah, I can see like when you lose somebody like that, you're like, fuck, dude. Like, it'd be like if the Bills lost Josh Allen, like, we're not in the playoffs anymore, like ever again. TPUSA like might not even be able to make payroll next year without Charlie Kirk.
Well, without all these big donations rolling in, no chance. which is why I think partially why, like, when it first happened, what did they do? Well, what they did was, since they didn't have anybody remotely entertaining or remotely good at, and I'm not saying like anyone, like, you don't just have Charlie Kirks. Like, that was a rare thing to begin with. So to have like two Charlie Kirks at the same thing is like almost never happens. But what did they do? They just brought in a bunch of people from other shows to host, right?
Well, and this is where I say maybe like this is where Trump kind of gets his hands a little bloody here, because he's entertainment. Saw the assassination. Charlie worked with him. He promoted him. Charlie got him elected. You know, like, it's kind of one hand washes the other. But when you see a void like that and you're in the entertainment sector, Trump basically took that political campaign and partnered it with his. Like, Charlie Kirk will be synopsis with Donald Trump's legacy forever. Right? First they shot at me, but then they got Charlie. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like poetic.
Right. I want to. I don't know where to. I think we probably got time for like one more clip. I just gotta see if I can. Let's do the 2020 election real quick. It was 5 years ago, Ryan. Right? Who cares? Who cares, Ryan? It was 5 years ago, right? Doesn't matter.
Not like there's an election every year, David.
Yeah, it was 5 years ago. It was only one election ago. Here's there's no evidence of voter fraud, right?
Filling out and submitting ballots from her former tenants.
In Franklin County, an apartment manager with access to ballots from former tenants allegedly abusing the system. This confirmed by Detective Andrew Gardner in his investigation.
I was able to identify several other ballots that look to be look to have characteristics on the signature line that were not consistent with the signatures on file.
Investigators say 4 ballots were illegally submitted, with 3 being counted in the 2024 general election. The outlier was rejected because of a mismatched signature.
This case is still open, and we are still collecting information from community members that may have been affected by this.
According to the sheriff's office, the woman admitted to voting all 4 ballots and forging the signatures. She was booked into Franklin County Jail for 12 felony charges related to
filling out and
12 felony charges, huh?
6 months. Probably get about 6
Fuck a
months.
kid. Fuck a kid, 6 months. 12 felonies, 6 years. So I can vote for the kid fuckers. I just can't fuck the kids.
We covered a pile of different stories in relation to election fraud. And we always seem to end up on the same agreeance here that even though we could sit and go through and point to 100 different cases of very obvious in the open election fraud, you'd be wasting your time, because you'd be talking about like 10 votes here, 20 votes here, maybe 100 votes here, right? Like in this case, 3 votes were counted, whatever. Like, you're talking about little tiny bits, and you'd have to find like thousands of these cases to even try to build a case that there was an actual enough to overturn an election, let alone to tie it into a big coordinated plot, right? So instead of trying to like go through all that, we can talk about Dominion voting machines and their ties to Maduro and Venezuela and like all this crazy shit we can start talking about. We can talk about the water main pipe that burst and then all the fucking signatures that came in the middle of the night. And we could talk about the graph with the big spike that seems like a complete outlier and, statistically impossible and all these things. We could talk about all this stuff, but you can't really get any hard evidence that ties it into anything. It's all just enough to kind of make you really doubt that 2020 was a free and fair election. But with that said, the one thing you can easily point to is the fact, and by the way, this was statistically proven in a poll, but the one thing you can easily point to is by simply blocking the Hunter Biden laptop story on social media, and we know this is tied to the FBI and the portals, thanks to people like Mark Zuckerberg and thanks to Elon Musk for buying Twitter. We have undeniable evidence that there was a coordinated plot by intelligence agencies to stop the story of the Hunter Biden laptop on the grounds that it was Russian disinformation, even though they knew, we can prove all of this, that it was not Russian disinformation. And there's a poll out there that shows that, I don't remember the exact number, but like 2 out of 5 people would have changed their vote from Biden, not necessarily to Trump, but they would have not voted for Biden had they had seen the story of the Russian, the Hunter Biden laptop. So you don't even have to go to all this stuff. But you could do both, right? Like, we could talk about this and the fact that we have undeniable proof that they stole an election.
It's crazy.
And then now we see in his second term that, quite frankly, they didn't have to steal the election because they ended up compromising him after all, right?
Yeah, I wonder, like I said, I wonder if they told him, like, hey, shut up, dude. That's how we win. You play politics until the election, and then we, throw the game for each other.
I mean, if it truly
there was
is,
rumors
right,
that Hillary Clinton was pissed off at Obama because that was her year to be promised for president.
2008.
And he came out of nowhere. And they pulled him last minute because he had a speech that blew up.
He was so obviously so much more popular than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, but it's the whole thing of like the statesmanship, the experience, like the typical. At that time, those were the things you cared about. It wasn't if he was a good talker or not.
Yeah, but he did have one particular advantage over her, Ryan.
Penis.
Black. I mean, let's be honest. Like, he got a lot of people voted for him because he was black. I mean,
there's more women than black people. There's more women than black people.
Yes, but here's the outlier. And as much as sometimes I say this shit and I'm like, I probably shouldn't say this shit. As much as a lot of people would never admit this, a lot of men would absolutely not like to be led by a woman. There's something there that just, no thank you. I don't hate women. I just, no thank you.
Well, talking about how you'd like to rail the president would be kind of odd. Like,
well,
man, I would just fuck the shit out of Trump. You know what I mean?
Well,
dude?
that's where the advantage of Hillary Clinton comes in, because no thank you.
Well, Hillary like 30 years ago might have been hot. Well,
sure,
how old was she? 70?
Yeah, no,
50 years ago.
Way more than 30. There you go. Yeah.
She was hot in college.
Sure, maybe, but
she was like a hippie bitch too.
By the way, speaking of Bill and Hillary Clinton, believe it or not, still nothing has happened. What a shock.
I heard they got subpoenaed.
Whoa, and they already didn't show up. Who cares? What are they going to do? Subpoena them 100 times. They're not showing up.
Contempt of court, David.
Sure, great. Contempt of Congress, do it. And then what? We talked about this. Like, just
kill
them. Absolutely won't do that.
Use the sonic weapons.
I don't know what happened. Bill and Hillary were just bleeding from their ears, and then
dude, the sonic weapons boils the water in between your skull and your blood-brain barrier in your brain.
That's actually fucking madness.
So, like that boiling
with sound waves or something? Like,
yes, with sound, like a wavelength that you can't hear. Or it's high pitched or something.
Yeah, that's fucking madness.
And I'm assuming the people that are doing it, they have headphones on or like hearing devices that like, kind of have like maybe a gate that doesn't allow them to even process that hertz of wavelength.
Well, sure, yeah, you would just have to do like they do this. Actually, this is how noise canceling works, right? They just do a reverse frequency
They match the frequency.
That's what noise canceling is. Yeah, it's literally just reversing the frequency that is being played.
Yeah, people have actually said they got those little things they put on a table that will create a sound bubble so nobody can hear your conversation.
Whoa, what? Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, the CIA's got weird stuff. That's why I've just seen different various stuff. You know, I'll never forget, and then we'll get out of here, Nintendo Power or something, or those game magazines you used to get from like GameStop and shit. I was reading in there one time about Atari in like the 50s or the 70s and 80s. And they had like 90 variants of Atari.
They did?
They had ones that you'd snap together, you'd plug them in with a cord so you could play Pog Mobile. They had like an idea that was like the Nintendo Switch that had like a portable fucking TV in there. And they had them all in like concept drawings. And they're like, a lot of it was just technology was limited. Like we had all the ideas, we just couldn't make it. So, dude, they got all the stuff. They don't even need bullets anymore.
No, because they can boil your water.
Your water out of your body.
That's actually fucking crazy.
They send 20 people to take out an army of people with sound bullets.
You know how fucking crazy you have to be the guy who designed that?
It also makes me believe that they built them fucking pyramids with sound. Like if sound waves at a certain hertz that are like invisible to our naked eye can damage cells, why wouldn't they be able to like change flight? I mean, when you think about it, sound is a byproduct of us blowing combustion, right? Which creates drag and thrust that pulls us off the ground, right? So like you use one matter to create another. Well, if we can alter matter with sound or a frequency, it's no different than altering sound with heat, which is what we do with fuel. We just add fire to it. We change the state of matter. So, I don't know. I heard the sound building shit a long time ago from a guy who believes that all the pyramids were built with sound and Coral Castle was built with sound cubes. And until the next esoteric reading, Dave Ryan, December 1773. Catch us on Rumble. The only podcast left resonating in human history. As always, David, I appreciate... Oh, yesterday, sorry, everybody. Verizon, I was one of 700,000 customers with no cell phone. So I just gave up on the phone. I just didn't even look at it. And I went to bed. So I'm sure in 6 months we'll be told that it was a software update.
Just software update.
But in reality, it was a Chinese or some kind of Russian hack, and they stole all my information. And they'll know exactly how big to make the fake dildo of the robot that they're going to steal my DNA with and replace me with. Dave Ryan, 1773. I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ryan.